Good morning, students. Today in this class, I am going to teach you second context of the poem, an elementary school classroom in a slum. The main theme of the poem is social injustice and inequalities, as we already have discussed. A little, I would like to recapitalize the poem. Uh, the poem is all about poor children who are studying in a school which is located in slum, and the poet Stephen Spender is very much disheartened to see this school because the children do not have any facilities in the schools. The walls are of sour cream, means faded. The desk and a chair are broken. There are no teachers in the school. They are malnutritioned. They are very lean and thin. Most of them look deceased and ill, and it seems as if many of them are hungry and are in need of food. So let's move on to the second context. I'm going to read it first for you. On sour cream walls, donations. Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized doom riding all cities, build flowery Tyrolese valley, open handed map, awarding the world its world, and yet for the children these windows, not this map, their world, where all their future is painted with a fog, in narrow street sealed in with a lead sky, far, far from rivers, capes, and stars of words. So, dear children, uh, you will be very well aware of the fact that people do charity to run such schools, such government schools, let me say. So, with the donations, school teachers or the management has hung something on the walls of the classrooms. Try to understand this context. On sour cream walls, the walls of the school are of sour cream. Cream stands for yellowish color. Sour stands for which is completely faded, means uh, you can say which has been painted old or long time ago. So the walls are have lost their color. They are not beautifully painted or recently painted, and with the help of rich people or the people who make donations, some pictures have been hung in the classrooms, and the very first picture is of Shakespeare. Shakespeare's head. You can see the portrait of Shakespeare which has been hung in the on the wall of the school. In the previous context, I have told you that the children has nothing to do with William Shakespeare, and the poet himself, Stephen Spender, calls William Shakespeare a wicked poet because he never wrote about poor people. He only wrote about royal class and rich people of London. So, the one picture of Shakespeare is hanging in the classroom. Another picture is there, which expresses a scenic beauty. That is also called a scenery, cloudless at dawn. And in that picture, I mean to say scenery, morning scene has been shown, and it's very beautiful. There are no clouds in the sky. Civilized doom riding all cities, and tall buildings and domes can be seen in one side, and the sun rays are falling on the tall buildings and domes in the city. Belt flowery Taroles Valley. At the same time, uh, uh, this picture is of Taroles Valley. Taroles Valley, this valley is located in Australia, and there are the valley is especially known for its bell-like flowers. Bell you might have seen in our homes also at the place of worship we keep. You might be well acquainted with the shape of a bell. So belled flowery Taroles Valley, beautiful valley scene is there, and bell-like flowers are there in the valley, which looks beautiful or majestic in itself. Dawn is there, morning time is there, there are no clouds in the sky, and the sun rays are falling on the um, buildings or tall buildings of the city. One more picture is there, that is a map, open handed map, awarding the world its world. The map is open handed, awarding the people opportunities, giving chance to the people. The map itself seems as if inviting people to show their talent, their caliber, and it has everything to give, awarding the world its world. This phrase stands for the people in the outside world who are the lucky one, or who have the opportunities uh, to go ahead, or to show their talent and caliber. But unfortunately, these children of slum schools are not that one lucky. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world. The poet is very much upset and disheartened to say that William Shakespeare's photo, the photo of beautiful Taroles Valley, and the open-handed map, which gives opportunities and chances to everyone, is not for these poor children of the slum school. What is their map? Their map is the only windows, the broken windows of their broken classrooms. That is their only world, where all their future is painted with a fog. Fog, smoke. Fog here stands for the darker side of life. Here, the folks refer to uh, the people whose future is not bright. So, the children do not have any future while studying in this slum school. A narrow street sealed in with a lead sky. Their street, the way that takes people to the higher post, to the higher achievements, to the higher ambition, is filled with lead sky. Lead once again stands for smoky, the darker side of life. Far, far from rivers, caves, and stars of words. And the children, as they are from a from poor parents and are studying in slum schools, so these beauty, opportunities, and the roads to success are very far from rivers, far from caves. Cave stands for the tall mountains, the height of mountains. Here it stands for opportunities. And stars of words. Words stands for education. So these children do not have any reach, any approach to the beauty of nature, to the height of success and education. So the poetic devices, see the poetic devices, metaphor is there, future is painted with a fog. So, just as fog blurs one's vision in winters, the slum children's future is blurred by hopelessness and lack of empathy. And lead sky, metaphor is there. Lead sky is dark and dull, just as the metal, whereas the sky is normally bright. There is no hope for the slum children. So, one exercise I am giving here, look at the extract of the poem. On sour cream walls, donations, Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn, civilized doom, riding all cities, well-flowered tireless valley, open-handed man. So, four questions are given. You have to do these questions in your answer sheets, notebook. I'm sorry. Question number one: why are the walls referred to as sour? So the answer is because the walls are not maintained or plastered. They look pale and add to the sad environment of the class. What does Shakespeare's head symbolize? Shakespeare is an epitome of high literary excellence, but in the slum schools, hardly any learning take place. Here, uh, the same thing you can repeat. You can say that Shakespeare was acknowledged as the most talented or most, uh, so you can say, superb genius as far as knowledge is concerned, but these children are very far or away from the reality of Shakespeare and its life. Why the map is open handed? Because it is drawn at will irrespective of realities. Open handed in the sense it shows what is there without any biasness. Or how is the sky at dawn? So the sky is clear, bright and cloudless, not dull and dim. Thank you very much.